I hope you're doing well. My name is Donovan, and I'll walk you through Jane Goodall's biography. But first, I'll talk a bit about myself. My name is Donovan, and I play two sports, and I play two instruments. I have four fish and a dog, and today we'll be talking about Jane Goodall. And I'll walk you through from her early days in Tanzania, her middle age, and when she was old. I hope you enjoy, and of course, have fun. As a child, Jane adored being outside and playing with nature. She dreamed of going to Africa, kind of like Tarzan. One time, her maid even found a bunch of worms under her pillow. She was very rambunctious, and she had a dog. She was very attached to her mom, but her dad she didn't really like because he was just out in the war and didn't really care for Jane and little girls. Her family was poor, and she was sad. So, you might be wondering how she became Jim's best friend, or how she even got to Tanzania. As I said, she was very poor. So, she was very hardworking and saved up as a waitress to go to Africa. Then, fortunately, the Wilkie Foundation sponsored her to go to Africa, but she was very young, so she needed a companion. So, obviously, she chose her mother, and they had a lot of fun in Tanzania. She kept watching and studying the chimpanzees and writing in her notebook, but she was getting frustrated because they kept running away from her. Finally, one chimp stopped running away. She named him David Greybeard because of the white and gray on his chin. He quickly became her favorite chimp. He was the chimp that led Jane to realize a great discovery. Chimps use tools. She saw David Greybeard using a stick to poke into a termite hole, then pulling it back out and finally eating all the termites on the stick. That was a shocking discovery that humans aren't the only beings on Earth that use tools. After a while, the chimps accepted Jane, but the Wilkie Foundation ran out. Jane was in trouble, but fortunately, National Geographic gave her $1,400. They also sent Hugo van Lawick to take pictures for National Geographic. Hugo and Jane did a lot of fundraising to help fund Tanzania. They had many interviews, and they're all doing it to get money to fund the Tanzanian. It was really sad, though, because sometimes the chimps were getting killed and shot because of deforestation and wanting to take away the trees. So it was really sad, and Jane really tried to push for a change. Hugo had to leave eventually, of course, but he wanted to marry Jane, so they did, and they had a child. Unfortunately, things didn't work out between them, and they divorced. So Jane then married Derek Bryceson. Jane died, sadly, on October 1st, 2025, not long ago. She was 91 years old and died of old age. She had one child. She died in California, USA, and we all remember her. A lot of people remember her because of how nice she was to wildlife. It was like she could talk to the animals and chimps. A lot of people were very sad. Well, here's the book that I read because this was the book that helped me make this slideshow, and I hope you enjoyed this 5-minute slideshow, and well, stay curious.